that even
That's
mean?
what I'm saying. What does it mean?
Babe, that's my whole life. You're just so...
Just because podcasts.
Do everything that I normally do.
Welcome
That's bad.
to the J and R. No, wait.
No, it's JBP.
JBP podcast.
Well, that's like saying just because podcast. It's just JBP.
Oh,
Or JB podcast.
great. Welcome, everybody.
Why haven't we done one in a while?
I don't know what's going on.
Why haven't we done a podcast in almost a month?
Oh, because we went to Disney
And then
Universal.
And then when we got back, why didn't we do one?
Because we went to the
No, because I was sick.
NF concert.
Well, yeah, but that was Thursday. I was sick last weekend. So
Right.
we didn't do one then either. That's why it's been so long, is what I'm saying.
Right.
But, yeah, we went to Florida 3 weeks ago now. 3 weeks? Yeah.
Yep.
Which was great. Which we have a lot of stuff to talk about there, especially going to the parks and prices and all the stuff that we experienced while we were there. It was a lot of fun. Right?
Yeah, it
I had
was
a lot of
awesome.
fun. But there are some things that were like prices. But we already know that's going to be expensive. But here's something they did. When we went to Universal Studios, they don't do this at Disney, but they did it at Universal Studios. When you go to Universal, they have lockers where you got to put your stuff in. At almost every ride that is like a legit ride, you can't carry your phone, your keys, you can't wear a hat, you can't have a bag, nothing. Even if the ride isn't like a crazy roller coaster, goes upside down, they make you get a locker. And they give you a ticket, like for the locker.
That you have to find the person
Yep.
to get the ticket to even know you need a ticket for the locker.
Yeah, they'll be like, we didn't know at first. You just walk up, I thought you had to pay like with a card, because that's what it looks like. There's like a ton of lockers, all numbered, and so you find the person, they give you a ticket, and they're like, hold on to that ticket, that's your ticket for the lockers for the day. So then I go over, use the ticket, scan it, pops the locker open, and then on the screen it says this ticket's good for
30 minutes.
Yeah, well,
or 50 minutes.
Yeah, it was 50 minutes left. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. So I can get on the ride, get off, and then I'll take the ticket. I have the ticket. I get my stuff, go to another ride, and it probably gives you like an hour every ride, because you have this ticket all day. But no, it's 60 minutes period for the day. After that, you have to pay $3 every time you use a locker, which they make you use a locker for every single ride. So, hold on.
I told you
Tell me what? That you'd have an alarm on here?
to put it on mute. Oh, yeah, the alarm still goes off if you have it on mute. Right?
No.
Oh, that's your alarm in the bedroom, silly.
No, my phone's right there, bonehead.
Oh,
It's gun paperwork.
oh yeah, I have to get my gun paperwork done.
So anyways, back to where we were. So Jen found a loophole.
I always find a loophole.
Which is like, so every time you go to a ride, you could use this information. This is a sneak peek information for people to use if they go to Universal Studios. But every time you go to a new ride, just be like, how do I use the lockers? And they're like, oh, here, they give you a ticket. They're like, hold on to that ticket for the day.
Yeah, well,
So now you got another 60 minutes for free.
it's because Universal, you wanted to go on the first ride, which was at the regular Universal, not Island.
It's called like Riptide something.
Yeah.
That roller coaster that goes crazy.
Yeah, so you wanted to. That one gave me a headache.
Yeah, it gave me a headache too.
The
Hulk coaster was good though.
but yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you get onto the first ride, which is right at the entrance of the park. So we thought that we got that ticket and that's for the whole park.
Right.
We didn't know that at every ride there's a person that will give you another ticket.
Right. But as we go to like the next ride and use the ticket, which I did, and then it's like $3. I'm like, what? They said keep this all day. I figured, so it's like all They probably give the tickets out. They have to give you another ticket, but they don't want you to know that. So that's all we did. Just every ride we went to, we would just threw our old ticket out. We were like, how do we do this? I don't understand. And then they're like, oh, here's a ticket. So then we just used that for that ride.
Yeah, that was
threw
me.
it out, did the next one, and we just kept doing that.
Yeah,
So,
because how do
loophole.
they? Right, you just ask them for a ticket at each ride.
Yeah.
Because how do they know which ride you're going to get on first?
They don't.
So there has to be somebody at each ride.
Right.
So that's what made me think about it. We could just get a new ticket so we don't have to pay the $3 all day long.
Yeah.
And that would have been a good, 10, 12 rides?
Yeah, well, we went on, like, in those both parks, we went on, like, 16 rides. That's $3 every ride, so that's $48, $50 just to use lockers to put, like, some of them, you can't even bring your phone. In the middle of the line, there's a metal detector because they don't want your phone in your pocket, which is weird to me because everywhere in Disney, there's no lockers for anything. You just hold your bag, even on the ride, which I think is even, I think it should be somewhere in between both of those, but.
But anyways.
But Velocicoaster at Universal Studios was the craziest thing I've ever been on. Ever. Even skydiving, I've never been on anything like that in my life. It was unreal. It was so good. So good. I want to go on it right now.
Yeah. What was that ride? Oh, the Velocicoaster.
Velocicoaster, yeah.
Yeah, you go straight, you hang upside down for a little while, then you do a loop.
But
then you do a corkscrew.
You have no shoulder straps, though. You're just sitting with, like, something over your lap. Pretty tight, but over your lap. So, like...
You're literally hanging.
When it's, like, going upside down and corkscrewing, your, like, whole body is, like, hanging out of the roller coaster. It was unbelievable.
I was looking at Randy, and he was screaming the whole time.
I just kept swearing. I could not believe what was going on. My mind was blown. It was so good.
Yeah.
And it, like, hits a spot in the middle of it where, like, as you're going, it's like one of those, like, those little race car tracks where it speeds it up. Like, you start going, and all of a sudden you hear wing, 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 and the thing freaking takes off even faster in the middle of the roller coaster.
The ride was so long, too, not like a short
No,
ride.
yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, not like Tron. We went on, best ride I think we went on, period, the whole time we were at Disney or Universal.
No, Velocicoaster was way better.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, yeah.
That's my favorite.
That one's awesome, too.
That one was awesome. Just because of the whole aura of it and the way it rode, it was great.
Yeah, because I'm sober now, haven't been drinking or anything. That ride made me feel like my brain was free. Like, that's how my brain felt.
Which one?
The Guardians?
Yeah.
Like, because it plays that music and it
too.
takes you around the earth and the moon, and it's a roller coaster and it's fun, and it just, my brain felt like when I got sober, like what life felt like without alcohol or any of that stuff in it. That ride made me feel that freedom, like I feel every day. It was even times 12,000.
We went on 3 times. So.
Yeah, that's right.
But the song choice makes the ride. Like, they play like 5 different songs, and they played one of the second time we went on. For some reason, the ride was even better because of the song they were playing. It's weird how that works.
Yeah.
For the other times, it was good. It was good every time. It's just it made it that much better with like the right song choice that they played during it. But
yeah.
So annoying things like we were at Universal Studios. And after the ride, the locker, I had to go over and get my stuff. And there's a woman kneeling on the ground with, like, 6 kids around her. In front, like, she has the locker here, and my locker's above her here. So I'm waiting patiently. She's pulling, like, stuff out of her bag and putting it into the locker and stuff out of the locker and into her bag. She had a container, like, this big, with hard-boiled eggs in it. Like, she had, like, bags of chips. Juice boxes, like regular food I would think, bring for kids to park. But she had hard-boiled eggs. Like, I thought I saw, like,
hey, that's protein.
Meatloaf.
That's energy.
I was like, what the? But they wouldn't move. Like, I needed to get my stuff out. She was just standing there. So finally I just reached over her head and just dink. And I got all the stuff out. And because I was like...
Well, you dinked and that opened your locker.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And then I reached over her head and got all the stuff out. Yep. But then, like, we almost walked away. And, of course, like, because I'm, like, pissed at this point. And we almost walked away and my cell phone was still in there. And the little kid was like... And this little kid grabbed my cell phone that was standing there and pulled it out and gave it back to us.
Yeah,
so
you were mad the whole time.
Then I felt like, all right, well, I guess you guys get a pass.
If we didn't have them there, you would have forgot your phone.
100%, yeah, definitely.
So.
Plus, what else do we have? Flights were crazy.
Well, no, what Rachel made us do.
What's that? Oh, taking the pictures?
No, when she said to...
Oh, yeah. yeah, my sister asked us to go to, or
She
told
sent-
us
she
that we
sent
should
you
go
money.
eat. Yeah, she sent me money to go eat at the Riviera Hotel. So we had to take from Hollywood Studios. We took the Skyliner, and then she said from there it's just a walk to the restaurant or to the hotel where the restaurant and like the food stuff was. But we didn't realize it was like a
To the
3-mile
Riviera.
hike.
Yeah.
It was like we were walking. We thought we were lost because we were just
Yeah.
in the middle of
We were walking and
all
walking.
these hotel resorts, just walking
It
and
felt
walking
like
and walking.
3 miles.
Probably because it was so hot out too.
Yeah,
But it was
and my
so,
feet were killing
it was
me.
nice though in retrospect. We just were hungry and we were like, "Where is this place? Where is it?"
We were walking through like Jamaica, like all kinds of different
I know.
resorts.
Felt like we were
it
gonna
was
get in
nice
trouble.
though.
It was really nice.
I'm kind of happy we had to do that just to see what is outside the Disney resort.
Some of those resorts there are unbelievable.
But the Riviera that we finally got to, then she didn't tell us where to eat or get these appetizers, and she wasn't answering her phone. Thanks, Rachel.
yeah, I know.
And so there was like 3 or 4 little places. And so like we could only see the ones that the Riviera is huge. It's what was it? The guy said it's like $4,000 for some of the rooms there.
Yeah. Oh well, I looked it up and it said some of the rooms like they were anywhere from like $700 to like $4,000.
Yeah. So we're in all this, and so there was a couple restaurants at the bottom of like the resort, and I was like, why don't we go inside? Because it said there was a restaurant upside.
Yeah.
So we went to the elevator, and because we couldn't find signs to get to it, so we're like, let's just go find it and look at on other floors. And it said the top cafe or top bar cafe or something.
It was
So-
Terrace Lounge.
Terrace Lounge.
Yeah.
So and it was the last floor. So we go all the way up there, and we just basically peek out our heads from the elevator and saw chandeliers and wine bottles every
And we were like,
on the like
nope.
backdrop of wine bottles. Like
We're in sunscreen and
they had tuxedos on.
tank tops. Yeah.
We're like, nope.
Yeah. But where we ate was really good.
Yeah.
It was probably some of the best food I had while I was there.
Yeah, it was like an avocado chicken something.
Yeah.
Like grilled, like the bread was grilled.
Then
It was so good. Thanks, Rachel.
Disney and Universal do things differently, which is like it's like they almost do it on purpose to go against the grain of what each other does.
Oh yeah, and I stole sand from there too.
Well, yeah, for the neighbor. But so in Disney, they sell you a cup for like $25 at the hotel, and then that cup you could use to get soda or coffee or whatever for free the whole time you're there. Universal sells a cup at the park, but you can't use the Disney cup you can't use at the park. You could only use it at the hotel. But then Universal sells a cup at the park that you could only use at the park. And that cup was like $20, and then the lady's like, you get to use it free all day, and then if you want to use it again tomorrow, it's another $12 to like reactivate it. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, what? That cup's big now. It's like this big. I brought it home. But it's just like that cup you can't use at the resort. So like they do everything opposite. It's
Yeah,
weird.
and the one we got at Universal, with every ride, it took us forever to find a fountain that even had
Yeah.
ice in it.
Yeah.
And once we found it, by the time we got that, it was right by the ride, so we had to dump it out to go on.
Yeah, 'cause you can't bring it in. You got to put it in your locker. Yeah, it's unreal.
So we were standing in line for like an hour with no drinks, no phones.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I know.
We had to
That's-
talk.
Yeah, that's.
We literally had to
Yeah,
talk.
how much can you talk waiting in line? But we didn't wait in lines that long.
Yeah, we played.
considering
Remember
it was
that,
pretty slow there.
Remember that game we played that you told me to
20
play?
questions?
No, it was like A to Z.
Oh, going on a picnic?
Yeah,
Yeah, you got that one right, way off.
yeah.
Playing. Well,
Because what happened?
most people know how to play going on a picnic.
I
You
had-
say going on a picnic, and I'm bringing an apple, because you start with A and you go to Z, and the other person has to remember. I'm going on a picnic. I'm bringing an apple, and then they go to B. But Jen said, "I'm going on a picnic. I'm bringing an apple and an umbrella." And I said, "Okay, game's over." She went from A to U.
I had never played that game in my life. I didn't know. I was just
Yeah.
thinking of a beach item. It's not that far off.
I have more fun watching people, anyways.
Yeah,
Well,
and
you
that
know.
game was over in like 2 seconds. So then we had to talk, or we were talking about the weirdest things too. People's
Yeah.
shoes in line.
Yeah. We like to talk about people that drive around in motorized, like the handicap, but
yeah.
not handicap. You can tell they're not handicapped. Sometimes it's like you can see, because then they get up to go on a ride or something, and they're walking completely fine. But then they get to like just pass by everybody. Some lady hit me in the back of my leg with her motorized cart, and she was yelling at people. Remember, because they were all like in her way, like going to the side where the ride was going to be. It's like, like
there was too many people on them. You would for
a lot.
For some people, I know they need them, but for other people, and some of them like.
How many people are in like, motorized carts or in a knee brace?
Some of them were like probably our age.
Yeah.
In the cart, it's just.
Well, sometimes you could see that, like, if one person needs it, it's like the whole family gets it. Like, they're all in them driving around. Yeah. It's like, I don't want to, like, because I never know who needs one and who doesn't. So I don't want to say too much, but at the same time, the people that I know don't need them, it's like, get out.
Oh, and get
out and walk with the rest of us.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
It's, and then, but anyways, and then the other thing that was funny whenever I saw a person is it was probably basically 90-something degrees.
Yeah, a couple days, yeah.
And so it was hot, but, I mean, no matter what, you're going to be hot. And the people were carrying these tiny little fans.
Oh, yeah. Like this big.
Like this big.
Like grown men with these little fans.
Yeah, grown men.
That are like this big.
Yes.
Holding it while they're walking around.
On their face. I'm like, what is that doing for them?
Dry your upper lip.
Like, what are you
If your mustache is sweating, that's it.
Yeah, I was like, that's crazy.
But the overall best, I mean, we had a great time, 100%. It was so much fun. I wish we were still there. It was great. But the number one...
The coffee is not good.
No, it tastes weird. The number one story I think that we have...
And they have the same food every day.
Well, to an extent. I mean, the food court has a mix of stuff. It's all like hot dog, burger, pasta, pizza, chicken. It's regular. You're not going to get some like a gourmet meal there for what what I mean?
So basically every night I had a chicken leg, green beans, and potatoes.
We had salads sometimes. Yeah, you had the same thing. I ate one of everything while I was there.
Yeah.
But the number one story,
anyway,
we Ubered too, which was like a first time for us back and forth to Universal Studios. And we got the first day there and back. We had two guys that were awesome. They talked nonstop from when we left the hotel to Universal and back to the hotel.
And the first guy when we were in the car coming back from Universal, we saw.
Yeah, the second guy that drove us out of the four drivers the first day that when he drove us back was when we saw a Tesla truck for the first time.
That thing looks like a spaceship.
It looks crazy. I'm gonna put it right here so you guys can see what it looks like. But
it has one windshield wiper for like this huge window.
Yeah, it's
just
you'll see it. I'm gonna put it here. This most of the ridiculous looking thing. I mean, they're making cars look more like spaceships now, but this is ridiculous. This is unreal.
Yeah, you got to see it. And,
remember, and so our driver said that the first time he saw it was like a couple weeks before. We just saw it again that day, and he said he was driving for his Uber, and it was like 1 a.m, and he was at a stoplight, and no one else was around, and that same truck pulled up right next to him. And he said he was kind of sleepy, not really, And he looked over and saw the truck, and then the thing took off like Teslas can do.
And
from the light.
Seeing it anymore.
And he's like, he's so funny. He had like a Jamaican accent, kind of. He's like, nobody's gonna believe me. He's like, I thought it was a spaceship. No one's gonna believe me. No one's gonna believe me. Remember, he kept saying that.
Yeah, and he was just going crazy in the car, laughing at himself.
He got lost 3 times driving us back to the hotel.
Oh, and he was yelling at the Uber voice.
Yeah,
Uber driver voice.
Yeah, he's yelling about the Uber driver, telling the Siri voice for the directions. And he started saying like, I should probably watch what I say because she's always listening. And then she sent him. I watched his MapQuest thing send him on a route that didn't take us the way we were supposed to go.
But it was the route he was talking about.
Yeah. Well, he's like, watch, if I keep talking about it, she's going to hear me and she's going to get back at me
and redirect me.
And it literally happened. I watched it because I was watching his phone, and it redirected him like in this big circle back to the highway.
Yeah, and he said it's only the girl voice Siri, not the men voice Siri.
Yeah, he said the girl one's petty. He said.
Yeah. That guy was awesome.
But the second 2 guys that drove us the second day, that not a word.
Yeah.
Barely even spoke.
And that was awkward for me because I can't be around that.
But what I was going to say before all that is the number one story we have from there is Mears Transportation. Was it great driving there? Did it work conveniently? Sure. Will I use them again? Nope. You know why?
What is Mears again? Some people don't even know.
The bus company. There's a bus company. They used to have Disney Magical Express, it was called, where you pay a service. Well, that used to be free with Disney, but it picks you up from the airport, brings you to the hotel, and then when you are leaving your vacation, it takes you from the hotel back to the airport, and it was great. And Mears Transportation is the bus company that basically did that, but now it's just the basic Mears Transportation. It's just a bus instead of like a Disney bus.
Okay.
They sent me a message and said to me, when you leave to come home, my flight was at 8:45 a.m. They said, Mears Transportation will pick you up 3 hours before your flight departure. Got it, 5:45. Then underneath that it says, please be at your pickup spot 15 minutes prior to pickup. 5:30. Got it, right? Said it all week. 5:30. Got it. Not an email, nothing after that. The morning we wake up, we're up at like 5 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning to get ready to go to the airport. At 5:08, I get an email saying your bus is here and is departing at 5:25. So of course we're like trying to scramble to get down there. We get all done, packed up, get down to the bus at like 5. We're turning the corner and can see the bus like 50 feet away at 5:26, and the bus takes off. And then Jen runs across the parking lot like waving and yelling to the bus. Doesn't stop. Okay, fine, great. So you just left us here, and I already paid for the service. We Ubered to the airport. Long story short.
That was another $70.
Long story short, I emailed the company, like, because they can have put complaints in, and I told them verbatim like that story I just told you, and they said, we looked at the cameras on the bus, and it's clear that there's no one standing in front of the bus at 5:26 when the bus was supposed to leave. First off, the bus was supposed to leave at 5:25, so I know you're just saying whatever I said back to me because I said I was there at 5:26, right? Mm-hmm. So like I kind of go back and forth about that, and then they messaged me. All right, and I said if you wouldn't have seen us in front of the bus anyways on the camera because we weren't by the bus, we were coming from the side of the bus towards it. But you would clearly see my wife on the camera in front of the hotel and on the side of the hotel running after the bus. So I'm like, where's that camera footage? You know what I mean? Let me see it. And then so the next email I got back was, we're not allowed to release any camera footage, which I knew was coming, of course. So you could just say whatever you want. Now, it basically ended with just them just having an excuse for everything I said. Now, the bus was only there and back round trip for both of us was $67. So it's not like it's, I'm losing out on $1 billion. That's not the point, though. The point is they're so concerned with losing $33.50, like, to accommodate us for leaving us there and changing the plans of everything it says in their guidelines of when you're supposed to be there for the bus.
And on top of it, we had to pay another $70 for the Uber.
Yeah.
So it did cost you some money.
Well, my final email was just like, you know what? Fine, I get how this is going to go. Obviously, you guys don't care. This is customer service. You don't care about leaving people at the hotel on the day they're supposed to leave stranded. You know what I mean? You won't show me the cameras that you're saying that you can clearly see us not on, which I know is a lie. Your bus driver waited an extra minute, which I know didn't happen because he was driving away as we were walking up. So it's like, whatever. What are you going to do? But bottom line, Mears Transportation, 2 thumbs down. 2 big thumbs down.
They don't review cameras.
Yeah.
I can't believe it got to that.
It's just the fact that, like I said I was rounding the corner at 5:25 looking at my watch, and I saw it turn 5:26 right when I got to the bus. Now, the bus said on the email, when we got it at 5:08 in the morning, it said it's going to leave at 5:25. But the lady on the email said to me, the bus left at 5:26 like it was supposed to. It wasn't supposed to leave at 5:26. You're just saying that because of what I said.
But and no matter what, the first thing in all of our itinerary or whatever you call it said.
I had it. I took a screenshot of that and sent it to her.
Why would they send us a different thing last minute?
Everything I said, she just did the smiling, nice way of saying it. Basically, I hate it because I want to. When this stuff like this happens, I want to be in front of the person when I'm talking to them. I don't want to send emails or text messages. I want to look you in the eye and you look me in the eye, and we have this conversation about what happened.
Yeah, and the Uber lady that actually picked us up, she was quick too.
Yeah, she was cool, but it was crazy.
She said that a lot of people
get left there
from that company. So
Mears Transportation.
It's not just
anybody
us
listening. The 8 people that watch this show, be mindful of it because they're crooked. They're crooked. If you miss your bus stop for some reason or something happens, they are in no way, shape, or form going to try to refund you or accommodate you or help you out in the future. So they don't care. So there you go.
He was a little upset.
I was angry. I had a lot of words to say, but I handled it like an adult. So that was vacation, though. Besides that, it was freaking awesome. It was so much fun. We had so much time to just go in the morning to the park, come back. We took naps during the middle of the day, and then washed up and went back at night. It was so,
went in the pool.
It was so much fun. It was just great. It was nice out the whole time. It didn't rain at all. It was perfect. I think it like rained a little bit one night, like had that like short, quick storm. Remember?
Yeah,
and that was it.
And
but
that's
we
when
inside.
the geckos came out.
Yeah,
I love those little lizards.
there was a ton of them that one night too.
And this lady at my work said if you pick them up by their tail falls off. So.
Yeah, well then they grow them back.
I feel so bad for them.
Don't they grow them back though?
Yeah, they do, but that's weird.
All right. So unrelated to vacation now, a couple things that I had that I just wanted to like cover. Number one thing, I was watching a murder podcast on 48 Hours Mystery the other day, and here's something that like makes no sense to me. When they look over like a crime scene, they have experts all the time. Like this is a blood spatter expert, right? But the defense has one, and the attorneys or the DA has one, right? They both have their own, which is ridiculous to begin with. Because if you're an expert, there's just one way to look at it, right? It's not two ways to look at it.
What, the evidence?
How can you be an expert if one of you is wrong?
Like the forensic stuff?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One of them has to be wrong. Because, like, one of them was saying, nope, this blood spatter says that this guy did it because of this. And the other one said, nope, the person must have did it to themselves because of this. How are you both have different opinions, but you're both considered experts? What other field are you an expert where one of you's wrong?
Right. That's for the jury to figure out.
It's for whoever's getting, like, if a DA uses this expert all the time, that expert's going to do, they're never going to say to him, I don't think you're right.
Yeah.
They're going to do whatever they can to prove. It's just the way the court system is.
Yep.
But it, like, I was watching this and it, like, I'm like, this is so dumb.
I feel like they get paid, like the lawyer
yeah.
and them eat dinner together at night or go
Probably
to dinner parties.
If they're using them all the time.
And they know which side they're on, so they just make the evidence work that way.
I just don't like that they call them an expert, though, when one of you's wrong. Clearly one of you is wrong. Right?
Right.
Okay. That's what I was... It's just kind of bothered me, so... It doesn't... I don't like it. Because I want to know the truth when I watch a murder documentary. I want to know what happened. And both of you saying different things.
I'd love to see if you were a lawyer, how you would play it.
Yeah, I don't know if I could. That's a lot of work, though. I'm tired. I don't like doing my job. What else? How about?
I think you would like it.
Oh, here's another one too. I was noticing the other day. I actually used to do this when I was younger. Me and Sean used to laugh about this, but I watched I was driving behind a guy driving on a street bike.
Yeah.
We're driving home from work on like Wednesday, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, and you know like when bikers drive past each other, they wave to each other.
Somewhat, yeah.
They like hold the hand out like this,
at the bottom back of the wheel,
which is like fine, whatever. But it's like I don't drive by other Subaru Legacies and wave to them when I drive by them. Like, should I?
We should.
What, you know what I mean? But anyways, this guy was on a street bike driving home, and he, no joke, because there was like a line of traffic backed up by compounds. There was 3 Harleys he passed in different spots on the way home. He waved to all of them. None of them waved back.
No.
So they're like Harley guys, not wave to street bike guys.
Oh, that's probably a thing.
You think that's what it is? This guy was out there too. He was like, he had his hand out like within like a quarter mile.
Man.
He saw the bike coming, and one of these guys waved back to him.
He probably felt like so left out.
I just don't wave. I wonder if my dad waves to other bikes.
I'm sure your dad does. He follows the code.
And what is it, like a respect thing because we're both on motorcycles?
Yeah.
Like the people on regular bicycles wave to each other?
No.
Jeeps do stuff to each other, don't they?
They do?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what is that?
Stupid.
Oh, I thought you were saying that's what they do to each other.
No, it's
the Jeeps.
Yeah, their horns are all set up to be like.
Like what?
Yeah. How about there's a couple more things I had too.
All right, we got a party to go to.
Yeah. We're almost done. 30 minutes.
Because it's somebody's birthday.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's your birthday. I was gonna save it for the end, but whatever. When you say, oh yeah. Do you ever like be in a conversation with people and you say something and you think it's funny because like you think it was really good what you said, but no one heard it? So then, like, you say it again, you try to slip it in the conversation again, but then they're like, yeah, we heard you the first time, and they just didn't laugh because they didn't think it was funny.
Right.
That's like...
I feel like that happens to me all the time.
That's like stab in the heart. Because you think it was so good.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that was so good, but they didn't hear it, so I'm going to wait a second, and I'm going to drop it again. But then they're like, yeah, we heard you the first time.
Yeah, I bet you that's the same feeling the street bike guy gets.
Yeah, that's his whole life.
You know?
He's definitely one of those guys. Yeah. Yeah, so the other thing I had was I didn't do any articles, Rotten Tomatoes, nothing like that this week because I knew we'd spend some time talking about vacation. But was it Bradley Airport? New Haven Airport, I think. Aaron sent me that. Someone brought an old hollowed out grenade through the check-in.
Yeah. It was at the because we were taking Hartford Bradley Airport. But that one was at the New Haven airport.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you
doing?
Why
would that be in your carry-on? Like, why?
What are you doing, dude? I don't even bring mini shampoos in my bag because I'm like, they're going to pull me out of line because there's a bottle of liquid, which they did on our way down. They searched all those suitcases.
Yeah, but the only thing I can think is maybe it's like an antique and he was bringing it to someone for a present. But still, that's a weird present.
But still, ship it, dude. Like, you've never been in an airport.
Hello, he doesn't see what the artifact is. You know, like it's a grenade. It's not
that guy. It's the same guy on the street.
It's not like an old history piece of treasure. It's legit.
Right. Period.
But
doesn't
he's
matter.
seeing it as treasure.
It doesn't matter. Well, I wouldn't bring a squirt gun in my bag at the airport because you know that
nothing
it's
in that form.
That's what I mean. Like, why? What are you doing?
Something.
And nobody that you talk to or know in your life when you were packing was like, hey, you probably shouldn't bring that grenade in your bag through the airport, right? Like, how did that even happen? How did you get to that point? I guess it said they shut down the airport and everything. And,
of course.
And for a while, and then they were like, okay, but you can't bring this on the plane. It's like, duh, you freaking idiot. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I had. Man, I miss vacation. I wish I was back there. But that's what happened. We left for vacation.
That's what happens to everybody.
So we missed the first 2 weekends from vacation. Yes, it does. And then the third weekend, Jen was sick a little bit on vacation. I got sick when we got home from vacation, so I didn't feel like doing anything last weekend. I wanted to just lay down and chill, and my voice was going away because we went to the NF concert on Thursday, which was awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, so that's it. It's Jen's birthday today. She's 57 years old. It's crazy. She looks like at least 56.
I look at least 43.
Yeah, but yeah. So Jen's birthday's today, so we're going to her mom's to have some food and
lobster and steak.
Yeah, and hang out. So that is our deal for today. So this podcast is good. 33 minutes. That's not bad. See,
it sounds like you're ending interrogation when you wrap up and say 33 minutes.
That's right. We're at 33:22. This is the end of the interview with Jennifer Brotherton and Cypher Brotherton.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
Okay. All right, so we'll be back again next week and every week after now. Just that was a little bit of a break in between because of vacation and stuff. So, All right. So, see you guys next week and peace out.
Peace. Is that our thing? Peace? We got to think of a better ending.